So what I was saying is, what if you get this small piece of information corrected? A little piece of misinformation that we have that makes us feel that we're not growing and we're dying and we're breaking down to small pieces. All right? So I'm going to share this piece of information, but first let's talk about what we know about growth. On a basic level, everybody loves growing. Growing is extremely natural to us. Right? If we're not growing, we feel something is wrong, or we're dying. And growing is essential to nature. It's very common, if we're not growing, we're dying. You understand that. Imagine somebody at the age of 17, 18, and they stop growing. What do we think of that? Younger, older. Something happens and we stop growing. A tree stops producing leaves. If that's happening, we know some death is going on within that being, right? So the first thing we want to do is understand what growth is. Growth is fantastic. We love it. And if we're not doing it, something is wrong. Now, the whole game comes in through when we start panicking when growth happens, because growth comes with pain. Right? You can't grow without pain, right? Imagine your arms about to stretch out a couple of meters long within the first 30 seconds. How is that going to feel? Growth hurts. Growth is painful, right? But our misinterpretation of this pain forces us to resist it. And when we resist the pain of growth, we're resisting growth. Let me give you a basic understanding. More happier example. Nothing very happy about this, but imagine your life is coming crashing down, right? You get fired from your job, car gets stolen, relationship breaking down, everything is falling to pieces, and it's all happening at the same time. And all you're doing is sitting back and you're feeling broken and you're feeling sad for yourself and you're feeling sorry for this and you hate that person and you hate this, and the whole world is on top of your head and you're being crushed and you don't see a spark of daylight. That's the pain of growth. Something is about to ignite in your life. Something is about to change fully in your life. And the more you resist what's happening, the more you're going to suffer unnecessarily. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a very simple, another small metaphoric life example to what this growth really does for us. Right? Because the suffering is unnecessary. The suffering happens by choice. But what really is happening to us is the pain of growth. Let me get you something as an example. I love tree metaphors, and I'm going to play one right now. But please pay attention to this part, because it's very critical what happens here. This is some soil, happy soil, right? And this is a date seed. Now, if we're going to plant this seed, what are we going to do? First thing we're going to do, we're just going to first drop it in. So this is the first stage when you hit rock bottom. Notice the linguistics you use for yourself, because it sounds and looks very similar. You're going to hit rock bottom. You're going to hit the ground. You were standing high and tall, and all of a sudden you hit rock bottom here. But that's not enough. Once you hit rock bottom, something quite scary happens. Something has to push you down under. And all of a sudden, you find yourself buried 9 feet under. Does it sound familiar? Literally, you're in a place where you see no light, can't breathe. Everything is collapsed around you. Everything is dark. And you're resisting everything that's happening. Now notice how the seed had almost zero resistance. It was taken, thrown to the ground, and then it was buried alive. Now to the view of most people, it's dead and buried. Now it takes this seed specifically 45 days to sprout about a couple of centimeters of its plant. 45 days. To the world, that's over now. This guy's gone. This guy's buried. That's it. He lost everything and he is out. But what's happening under the soil? And notice how the seed has almost full faith, like it knows that it needs to start heading north. It's dark here, the world's on top of its head, it's buried in the ground, but it knows that there's sunlight under. And it starts its journey slowly. It starts rising until a moment comes and it's a breakthrough. It breaks through the ground. It shows to the world that it's alive. And it's growing into this magnificent tree. And it provides life and it manifests life and everything takes a whole different turn. Before that, it was just a seed. Now, when we start resisting that pain, resisting the burial, resisting the no light area, well, we're going to be stuck. We have nowhere to go. We believe there is no daylight. So what we need to do is understand that we have to submit. Everything goes wrong at the same time, let it go wrong at the same time. If everything goes bonkers, let it go bonkers. It doesn't matter. Allow it to happen. And sit down and do your bit. How can you change this, improve that? How can you move forward from here? This is the essence of growth. All you got to do is allow things to happen around you. Observe them. Let them flow. So the basic information, why are we stuck wherever we are? We're resisting what's happening with us. Now what happens if you don't resist it? What happens if you do allow it? You start growing towards something you believe is there. You don't see it. Because at this point, the soil seems like it's very real to the seed. You're dark, you're buried, there is no light. But the truth is, it's an illusion. Now, if somebody says you're too optimistic, you see something that's going to happen in the future, you're delusional, you have to realize that's the real thing. That's the real thing. To have that vision, you're going up, you're going out. And the only illusion is the soil. The illusion about the soil is that it's bearing you while it's actually giving you all this nutrition. It's filling you up. It's giving you the strength to go out. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope this hits hard as much people as possible. If you're stuck somewhere, we're here for you. Tell us wherever you're at. Share a message with us. Give us a shot. See what we're going to do for you. We're here to support you, and we want to see you grow. And if there's any questions you have, please send us a message on our fan page, livetalkslive.com. You can send us another message on our website. We're all here for you, and we're really looking forward to be in touch with all of you. And have a great, fantastic evening.